Hey, welcome back to Dynasty Road. I'm Jordo. And so we're going to answer the question today, what is a Dynasty League? Let's get to it.
Championships are only the beginning. Dynasty Road.
So what is a Dynasty League? A Dynasty League differs from your standard redraft fantasy league in the sense that you're going to keep your whole team into the next season. And this is different from a keeper league where you might have between one and could be 10, 15 keepers that you choose to start the next season. So the Dynasty is keeping your whole team, and then the following year, you're going to have a rookie draft. And that might be, in our league, it's 3 rounds. I play in another league that's 5 rounds, but that has IDP in it. So that's why it goes to 5. Both are a 12-team league. Why would you want to play in a Dynasty league as opposed to a redraft? Well, if you're fairly new to fantasy, the redrafts are really fun. And doing the draft every year is like one of the highlights. It's very exciting because you get to start from scratch. You get to assess players who are in their present state as opposed to a Dynasty league where you might keep the players that you keep. They might get injured. They might have surgery in the off season. And so their state when you draft for the following season can be in question. But the downside to the redraft leagues is that they get kind of boring. They get kind of boring, they get kind of standard, they get kind of cookie cutter, and they're not challenging anymore. And especially if you're playing in like 3, 4, 5 leagues, they end up kind of all being the same. You might have 10 starters and 6 to 8 players on your bench, maybe a 10-team league. So you might progress from that and go to turn this on. You might progress from that and go to maybe a 12-man league. You find that that's a little more challenging. But even after you do that, that's not quite good enough. You might try a keeper league, and then you move up to a dynasty. Now, dynasty leagues, they can be fairly simple, where you keep your whole team, and then you have 2 rounds next year for rookies. Talking about football. And maybe in basketball, you might have 1 round, or in baseball, you could have 5 rounds. So that's a pretty standard setup. Layers of complexity can be added when you add salaries. So instead of just doing a snake draft, you actually, on the initial draft, you're bidding on players and paying them a salary. You have a salary cap that you're given, and you have to stay within that. And that can be fun too. The initial draft is going to take a little bit longer in most cases than just an average draft. But you have the most control over who you get. If you want to pay for them, you can have them. And it does add a layer of excitement to the draft each season, especially the initial season. And then you can also not only have salary, but you can also have a contract of years. So if you pay, some leagues operate this way, you pay them a certain tier of salary, that automatically gives them a certain number of years that you own them. So if you pay them $30 or more, they have a 5-year salary. And then each year, in most salary leagues, each year you have to give each player that you keep a raise. So in our basketball league, Shots in the Dark, we give each player a $5 raise. So that can be fun too. And then they can get very complex, especially when you get into baseball, because baseball has so many because of their minor league system in real life, you can mirror that. You can have a whole minor league farm system listed where you can call players up and down. I've played in leagues like that, very challenging, with like Rule 5 drafts and compensatory picks and all sorts of stuff. And you need a good commissioner to play in those leagues. But those are the essential elements of a dynasty league. Now I'm going to show you our football league. So let's go over here. So this is 30-man madness, and we've done a video about this before. 2 QBs plus a super flex. So you can actually start 3 quarterbacks. And then 3 wide receivers, 3 running backs, 2 tight ends, 2 kickers, 2 defenses, but the defensive stats are inflated as well as the kicking stats. And I did that so that it would create competing priorities in the league, making it very challenging. Now, this is not a salary league. This is just a draft league. We have a 3-round rookie draft at the end of, once they do the NFL draft. But as you can see, the Rams got me 44, but they were on my bench. Had I started them, this was the last week of the season, I would have won the championship. But how can you sit Dallas? How can you just sit Dallas? I mean, I guess they did. This is the week. This was the championship week right here. How do you sit them when this is the last 4 weeks? 47, 56, 42, 56. But they were playing Arizona. But hindsight, So in this setup, if a team chooses to draft all 3 players, let me come back here. If they choose to draft all 3 players in the rookie draft, you're going to have to drop people from your team. So I actually traded all my picks away. This was the very first year of that league. I've traded all my picks away. So I don't have any rookie picks. EFO is quite different. He gave up this year and he built for next year. So he's the X-Wings. And he's got a lot more rookies on his team. He's got Javonte, Ramondre, Cam Akers. He's got Devontae Smith, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Lawrence, Lance, Pitts. I mean, he's, if all these guys perform, Freiermuth, then he's going to be set up for a good 5 years at least. Okay. Let me show you the basketball league that we're in, which is Shots in the Dark. Now, this is an auction league, and my name is Luca. Hoodie has a stacked team, so I don't think anyone's going to touch him. He won last year, and the added complexity of the auction league is that you've got to weigh talent versus their salary. So, like, we each get $250 every season with the $5 raise, but we also get incentives. So if you have the MVP of the league, you get $5 for that. If they played the most games for your team, Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, $5 a piece if they played the most games for your team. If the guy who shot the most 3-pointers played the most games for your team, you get $3. If the guy with the most rebounds, the most blocks, the most assists, the most steals, you get $3 for each one of those. You get money for winning the league. This is all virtual money, by the way. And so you have incentives. If your game's played, if you don't play all your games, you get a penalty for that. So you get money taken away from you for that. And so it's an economy. And so like in that league, like Giannis is like $69. He's one of the more expensive guys. What makes his team so dangerous is that a lot of these guys are cheap. So he's going to have Morant for $18. He's going to have him for $23 next year, which is great. He got Klay Thompson for $13, so he'll probably keep him. He'll keep Harris. He's going to be $19. This season's 3 years old. I drafted Durant for $4. I drafted him for $4 the initial year because he was injured. And so I traded him away because I had a chance to win the league last year or the first year, and he got traded to this team. So, I mean, he's going to have Durant probably till the end of his career. Tatum's cheap because, $24. So Christian Wood's an absolute value, $6. So he's going to have him for $11 next year. Valanciunas, $25. So that's the key in a league like that. You want to accumulate as many cheap but quality people as you can, and the way to do that is you got to get them early. So in this league, this was my team a week ago. I had Giannis, Bradley Beal, Westbrook, Chris Paul. Paul George is injured, but he's on my team. Clint Capella, Rudy Gobert, and I traded all 6 of these guys away, as you can see here, because what was happening is 1, 2, 3, 4 of us were all leapfrogging each other. You see the points? And so none of us were touching Hoodie. And so I just kept bouncing from second to fourth. And I decided I'm not going to win this year. I'm not going to catch him. So I traded, I'll show you right here. Now let's do trades. Okay. So on the same day, January 10th, I traded Giannis, Capella, Westbrook for Van Fleet, DeRozan, and Ball. And the reason was to free up salary and to still get talent for next year. So Giannis is $69. Capella was $40, so he's going to be $45. That to me, I mean, that's just overpaying. You can get him again if you drop him. You can draft him again for $40. So there's no need to pay him for $45. And Westbrook's going to be $51 next year, and it's just, I mean, he gets you the double doubles, which we count in this league. At the guard position is super valuable, but that's a whole bunch of salary. I wasn't going to keep any of these guys. And so I got Van Fleet for $11. I got DeRozan for $18, and I got LaMelo Ball for $15. All right. And then in this trade, I gave up Chris Paul, who's got a $30 salary, Bradley Beal. Oh, he just got injured. Unreal. Oh, I'm telling you, COVID is just killing us this year. But he's going to be 47 next season. And then Gobert was pretty good. I mean, you probably could keep Gobert for 39. The thing about Gobert in a salary league like this, where you get bonuses, he gets you field goal percentage, which you get a $3 bonus for. So he could lead the league in field goal percentage, rebounds, blocks, double doubles. So there's $12 right there, which is huge in the offseason in bonuses. So he's a money maker. And all you need is 42 games from him, and then you can trade him away, and you've locked in getting those bonuses. So we're right at that point, and that's what I did. So we're getting into a little bit of strategy, but I just wanted to show you some of the different leagues that you can participate in. Let me just show you one more. This is I don't commission this league, but this is a 12-team ESPN league. It's a free league. Let's show you the standings. I had a terrible season here. I was Earthworms. I finished 3-11, which drives me batty. But I have the second pick coming up, and I also have I have this guy's first round pick. So I've got 2 first rounders, 2 second rounders. So I'll be all right. But this is a 2 QB league. The rest of the offensive lineup is pretty reasonable. And then you've got individual defensive players. We'll get into that in another video. And then you have 1 kicker and obviously no team defense. So those are some of the leagues, dynasty leagues, that you can be a part of. The reason why you want to join one, obviously, the reason why you want to join one is probably because you're getting bored with the standard leagues. So that's why we've started this channel. We want to give you good advice on Dynasty specific issues. And so this is just an overview of what a Dynasty league is. So please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. You'll get all of our new content. You'll get notified. And we're going to be uploading like crazy over the winter. We're going to do football and basketball. And so we look forward to your comments, your participation in helping you dominate your Dynasty league. I'm Jordo. This is Dynasty Road. Take care.